Welcome, everyone, to Debatable Delaney, the show where we debate on feeling, not fact. My name's Delaney, and my mission is to destigmatize debating and bring laughter back to the art of the debate. I'm a girl that likes to be right, so I'm here to give you the tools to gaslight, manipulate, confuse, and lie in order to win your arguments. I'm also here to show you you do not need research in order to win your debate. Today, I'm joined by my friend Natalie as we discuss the worst places to propose. That's debatable. Now that's debatable. Welcome, Natalie.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here.
I'm so excited. Today we're doing a super fun debate. We are drafting the top 5 worst places to propose.
And I mean worst.
And I think that we can both really relate to this because we're both really close to proposal.
Top of mind.
Top of mind.
Really top of mind.
At the ripe age of 26, I may be single now, but I think the next guy I date for sure is going to propose.
He could be the one.
I'm glad he'll have this episode to go back to be like, okay, this is how Delaney does not want to be proposed to.
This can be a guiding light for him of like, avoid all of this.
Totally.
I think it's great.
Totally. And I do feel like a lot of girls like will send ring inspo. And I would like this episode to kind of be another thing that you send to your boyfriend when you think you're close to proposal, to be like, by the way, these are things I do not want.
Yeah, I think place inspo is just as important as ring inspo.
Totally.
Yeah.
Like a lot of girls I think talk to their boyfriends and they're like, I want a professional photographer. Or
Yep.
I want like a party afterwards. And I think the negatives are just as important.
Absolutely. We tell them what we want, but we don't tell them what we don't want. And I think we cannot leave any ambiguity.
Totally.
I'm with you.
1,000%. Okay, perfect. So since you're my guest, I would love for you to kick off the draft with your number 1 pick.
Okay. The number 1, I think it's, something that even if we don't say it out loud, I would hope people would know better. But, sometimes you just have to put it all out there.
Okay.
I think the worst way you could be proposed to is at somebody else's wedding.
Totally.
And I mean at their reception, on the dance floor, ceremony. I don't mean like, a wedding trip, at their actual wedding, on their day, stealing their thunder.
Totally.
Cannot think of anything worse.
That was on my list. It wasn't in my top 5, I don't think.
Oh, okay.
And the reason why it wasn't in my top 5 is because it's worse for the people getting married than it is for you.
Oh, I think it would be absolutely horrific for you.
Really?
You have to be that girl and be like, I'm so sorry on his behalf. I cannot believe he just did that. Like,
okay.
It takes away from your joy because you're worried now about what your friend thinks.
But in his defense, he's like, someone's already spent hundreds of thousands of dollars for this amazing, picturesque venue.
So for you, it's a
Might
financial
as well take advantage.
I guess you all are dressed up.
And
Everyone's
like with a
good.
gorgeous view.
No.
And honestly, like guys are simple-minded. A lot of them might be like, oh my God, this is perfect. It'll be like Natalie's passing the baton to Delaney. Like she would want her friend to get engaged.
I guess it's kind of like, throwing the bouquet, like, oh, wow, passing the baton, but different time, different place.
What if they were all in on it and they staged for you to catch the bouquet, and then when you turned around, your boyfriend was on one knee and they all already knew it was happening?
Maybe, but again, like I don't want that main character energy at someone else's big event.
Yeah, I feel that.
Wrong.
Right.
Right? Like,
and it sounds selfless to be like, I want this day to be about her, but it's also selfish of like, I want this day to be completely about me. I do not want to share the spotlight.
Okay, fine. Sharing the spotlight is a little dramatic, but again, I think a proposal would really steal the show,
I agree. I think that proposing at someone else's wedding is definitely a faux pas. I don't think it's like number 1 pick territory, mostly because like the pictures would be stunning.
Okay, fine. The pictures would be fabulous, but I would be just thinking and spiraling in my head of like, how can I marry this guy? How can I marry someone that thought this was okay social etiquette?
Well, and I guess like it would be really bad if you got proposed to at a wedding and you were going to say no.
I mean, yeah, that would
like if it was a surprise.
really be a mood killer for all of the love in the room. Could you imagine?
That would be really funny. That's a good movie idea.
Should we write a film?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Interesting. Okay. That was a good number one pick. Okay. My number one pick for worst places to propose is while you're making love. I think this is so bad.
Can I just say, I knew this was going to be one of them.
I think that's so bad for so many reasons.
No, it's horrible, but like, I just knew you were thinking that.
First of all, you're not sure if they actually meant it. Like,
For
it
sure.
could just be like in the heat of the moment.
Totally.
And then you have to talk about it afterwards, being like, oh, by the way, are we engaged?
Were you for real? Is it a joke?
Second of all, you're like in this really vulnerable,
For sure,
naked state. And I think it could just lead to, obviously, it's going to be awkward, regardless if you're going to say yes or no. There's obviously not going to be pictures. And if there are professional photos, you have another concern. Third of all, like, a lot of people want to party afterwards. Imagine if you're like making love to your partner, they proposed during the lovemaking session, and then you walk out of the bedroom and there's just like all your friends and family.
I cannot imagine anything actually worse.
I know.
I will take a wedding reception any day.
Sounds like a number one pick.
Now I'm just picturing the like after party following the proposal.
Yeah.
And that's the worst part. I think that's even worse than the proposal itself.
I'm picturing the anxiety going through my mind the rest of the lovemaking session of like, is this actually happening? Like, did he actually propose?
And then
does
how
he even
awkward
like
afterwards
me?
to be like, so kind of following up on that comment. Like,
Yeah, let's circle back on that comment you made.
were you joking? Serious?
I don't think you should bring up any important conversations in the midst of lovemaking.
I think that's like, yeah, rule 101, but especially the most important decision of your life or question of your life.
Totally. Okay, Natalie, hit us with your number two.
Okay, my number two kind of goes in the realm of just like cheesy, overboard, so embarrassing.
Okay.
And that's with, I don't know if you've ever seen this, but when people like commission a plane to have text in the sky of like, Delaney, will you marry me? Like, imagine it's Fleet Week, right? Everyone's on the rooftops in San Francisco, and then all of a sudden, it's about Delaney in the sky.
So funny.
For the whole world to see.
So funny. And like,
So bad.
I love when it's a generic name like Kelly. And like every boyfriend that has a girlfriend named Kelly is like, fuck, like divert her eyes.
Don't look.
Now, here's a question. If let's say that you were proposing. So let's
Okay.
say you were like taking the power back for all women.
Yep.
And you were like, I'm going to propose to my boyfriend. Let's say his name is John, like
Yep.
a really generic name.
Yep.
And let's say that another girl had also taken the power back and was proposing to her boyfriend named John, and she commissioned a plane to do that.
Yep.
And you were already planning on proposing, but you didn't have a plan, but you did have a ring. If you saw that someone had already paid for that to happen, would you pretend like you were also commissioning
Absolutely not. I would say, wow, that is so freaky that someone actually spent money on that, but this is a perfect segue. Here's a ring. I would use it
That's sweet.
as a nice segue and to comment on how weird that is.
That's a great story.
Thank you. It's fake.
Now, would you feel better about a blimp?
No. Anything flying however many 100,000 feet in the sky. No.
Interesting.
I mean, there's nothing subtle, nothing simple, nothing low key about that. About a plane with like in the sky.
Okay.
Are you telling me you'd actually be kind of fired up if your boyfriend commissioned a plane for
Wait,
this?
so I need to envision it. Is the plane towing like a poster that says, "Will you marry me, Delaney?" Or is the plane riding it with its gas?
It's riding it with the gas.
That's so cool. Imagine the photos.
That would be so weird.
I would feel like really bad for the person flying it because doing Delaney, they're like making a lot of circles. Like I would be worried for their health.
Wait, are you imagining cursive script, Delaney?
Yeah, what are you imagining?
I guess, yeah, it kind of has to be. I guess it can't be
I'm
like
imagining a
lowercase.
cartoon is what I'm imagining.
A blimp would be just as bad. Like, you mean like a poster blimp? Like,
Yeah.
instead of like,
Nickelodeon, it'll say
Yeah.
like, it'll just have my face on it. It'll have, Oh my God, this is an amazing idea.
Oh God.
It'll be a blimp and it'll have my face and his face, and then it'll have one of those AI generated pictures of what our baby will
that'd be
look
nice.
like.
Yeah, totally.
Just really classy and understated.
Classy, understated. Wouldn't scare you at all, right?
No,
Yeah.
not at all.
No.
Okay, I can see how that would be
A turn off?
I can see how that would be a turnoff, but I also see how that would be such a cool, fun, unique story.
Delaney's all about the stories. I'm all power to her,
Do
but
it for the plot. My number 2 pick, I think, is way worse. My number 2 pick for worst ways to be proposed to or worst places to be proposed to is over FaceTime or over the phone.
I mean, yeah.
That's obviously the worst. Like, they clearly don't love you.
What about text?
I mean, over text, like that, I wouldn't even believe
A
that.
ring emoji?
A ring emoji. The
Or
only
what if they
scenario,
sent a picture of the ring? With a
I would
question mark?
hate that.
No, it'd be terrible. Yeah.
The only scenario where I can see this happening where the people actually love each other is like if someone's at war.
I was going to say, yeah, totally.
But even then,
Even then, she doesn't buy it.
even then, I think they should wait. Like, we love each other. What's the rush?
I don't even understand how the logistics of the FaceTime proposal would work. Like, is he really getting on one knee over
That would be so funny. Like,
the phone?
Wait
Like,
a
let me put
second.
my phone down.
like from up above.
No, let me reposition to show you the ring.
Let me put my phone in 0.5 for a second. It's like, Jonathan, can you actually switch the
0.5's
camera?
gonna
Switch the camera.
Make the ring look pretty small.
Use the flash. The ring will look sparklier.
Help the diamond out. No, that's really appalling.
Just like, I'm picturing a long distance couple and they just had like a good weekend and the guy's like, I'm going to marry her. Well,
Let's do
why
it
not now? YOLO.
Can you imagine?
I would say no. And I wouldn't even
for
say like,
sure.
some women would be like, no, you have to propose to me in person. That's not me.
No.
I would say, no,
Done.
we're done
For sure.
forever.
I can't believe that I like dated you. I can't believe I dated someone that would think that this is acceptable behavior.
I can't believe I dated you.
Can you imagine?
Disgusting.
I don't even know how you could tell people in all seriousness, like, oh yeah, it was via FaceTime. Like, haha, like, so bad.
So bad.
Just embarrassing to everyone. And by the way, let's just talk about with the FaceTime, you don't even end the FaceTime, you hang up and you don't have a ring.
Okay, what if
It's somewhere across the country if it's a long distance relationship. That's crazy.
What
you
if-
can't even then walk into work and be like, I'm engaged, where's the ring? Oh, it's back in New York City. Like, what?
What if he's like super timid and so he's like, I can't
Oh.
make a speech. So he sends you the ring in the mail with like a
A
letter.
That's really creepy.
I think I would text him and be
Speech?
like, were you hacked? Someone's impersonating you.
Should I throw this
and writing
out?
a letter.
I actually can.
I'm so excited for the year ahead of me. I do think I'm going to fall in love.
Delaney takes every opportunity to say, in the next 6 months, I could be engaged. Like, don't know if I'll be able to come, so.
I can't
This
book
is
my
the year.
calendar more than 6 months in advance because I could be engaged.
In
And
case she's engaged.
who knows what an engaged woman's going to want to do?
True.
Not go to your ratchet-ass party. That's all I'm saying.
You're out of control. I love it.
Okay, hit me with your number 3, Nat.
Okay, the number 3, I guess we're kind of, still going in this theme of chuggy, tacky, horrible public embarrassment.
Okay.
And that would be being proposed to right in front of the castle at Disneyland.
That's such a good one.
Thank you.
I don't get the magic of Disney. I get the magic of Harry Potter.
Okay.
So-
Oh, okay. I will take the magic of Disney any day. I don't understand the magic of Harry Potter. I'd never seen, watched, read any Harry Potter.
I went to Harry Potter World with my mom, and it was one of the best days of my life. And so, honestly, like,
Oh my God.
I'm
I'm so freaked out by you.
I'm judgy about the castle because I don't understand it. But if someone wants to propose to me at Harry Potter World, it's not out of the question. It's not my first choice.
You'd be okay with it. Like, you would not for sure say no.
I would be okay with that.
That's shocking to me.
Especially if they did it in a really funny way. Like if I was picking out my wand and they
My wand.
and they had already
Did you guys hear this? I'm so embarrassed to even be acquainted with her right now.
and they had already talked to the like
Dumbledore,
wand
whatever the hell
housekeeper
it's called.
to put my ring on the wand that was going to choose
I'm
me.
actually so freaked out.
That would be like so electric. It'd be like, this wand chose you. And then I'd open it up and there'd be the ring. And then he'd be on one knee. And I'd be crying.
Well, okay then. We know that Delaney's a Harry Potter adult, not a Disney adult. So
Yeah.
learn something new
And there's a
every
big
day.
difference. Disney adults, I have no respect for.
The fact that she's making them seem to be like two separate like types of people is just shocking to me.
Disney adults are just sad. Harry Potter's a grown ass series.
Okay, I'm gonna honestly defend Disney adults for a second here. What is sad about them? At least it's like, I don't know, kind of like upbeat characters. Harry Potter, it's like so weird and fake fantasy.
Oh my God, Disney's so much more fake. First of all, it's all like animated, so it's the fakest of fake. Second of all, it's all these like damsel in distress bitches like waiting for a man to come
Harry
save
Potter
them.
is so annoying.
Harry Potter is about empowering.
And what's that girl's name who's so annoying?
Hermione?
Hermione, and then there's like Slither, I don't know what it, like all the little houses. It's
Honestly, like it's just really depressing to even talk to you about Harry Potter because you know nothing, and it's just insulting to the community.
fine.
For my third, I am going pretty specific, and you might be wondering, like, how did she come up with that? And bear with me for a second. My
Okay.
third worst place to propose is at an Olive Garden. And
Okay.
my reasoning behind putting it on this list is, again, I'm going to circle back on the fact that men are very simple-minded.
True.
And so if they're going to a restaurant, they're thinking, how can they incorporate the ring in the food? And Olive Garden makes it very easy with the breadsticks.
I was going to say the freaking breadstick. Yep.
And so it's going to be tempting for you men to be like, I want to propose. I'm doing it at a restaurant. Oh my God, it would be so cute to slip the ring onto a breadstick. And that's where I'm going to say, stop. Draw the line.
Stop while you're ahead.
She does not want that.
No one wants that.
It might be all you can eat breadsticks, but that is not romantic
At all.
at all.
And I think we're really helping all women by producing this podcast, to be
Totally.
honest. 'Cause I can tell you, men, no woman wants to be proposed to at Olive Garden. No one.
No one.
No one.
And I'm going to say, like, any restaurant with breadsticks, avoid.
Don't be so literal and be like, oh, she said Olive Garden, but that doesn't mean I can't do it at this other restaurant that also has, nope, breadsticks. No, I think any food item.
Shy away from
right?
any finger-shaped food, I would say.
What about just any food? Like, do you want it on, I don't know what?
At the bottom of the milkshake or something?
Yeah, weird.
No, I really, especially like I envision my husband spending like a bit of money on my ring. I do not want it like
Delaney's a simple gal.
tossed in cake or
No.
tossed in milkshake.
I feel like the only food thing that I've like seen in Bride Wars was in the fortune cookie,
That's
which was so cute, and it wasn't like a dirty like food item where the ring was going to be covered in frosting.
I love the fortune cookie.
It's really cute.
Oh
Okay,
my God.
listen up, men. If you're thinking about proposing to Delaney, she does like the fortune cookie idea.
That's so cute. And it has to be so unexpected. Like you go to a Chinese restaurant
Yeah.
and you slip them the cookie so they bring it out.
Totally.
Oh my God. And that takes a lot of planning because you can't just put a ring in a cookie. You have to like ship that out.
Yes, the restaurant.
How do you do that?
I think they like bake it. I don't know.
Do restaurants make fortune cookies from scratch?
Yeah, don't they?
Do they?
Well, how did they do it in Bride Wars? I don't know.
What an interesting question. What a revelation. Wow.
Big discovery.
Okay, well, I hope you men learned from that.
No.
Just restaurants are fine, but don't take too many creative liberties.
Correct. But I do think, I don't know, restaurants is a fine line, I think. Personally, like,
I feel like a lot of people do it at the bottom of champagne.
oh, really?
Yeah.
I haven't heard of that. Huh. I mean, I guess it could be worse. Like,
Because I guess if you're like, cheers, and then you're like, what is that?
oh, let me know.
And he's like, I've loved you since the moment I laid eyes on you. But then, okay, so like,
So you gotta like swim, like
continue
search
this.
for it?
Then do you like scoop out the ring at the moment, or do you wait till you finish your glass? Like, are you greedy?
And then it's sticky.
I'm okay with the stickiness. I'm
Oh.
more just like, I'm a person that likes to do things the way they're supposed to be done. So, like, am I supposed to fish it out and be a greedy son of a bitch? Or am I supposed to finish my champagne with the ring in it?
I'm just picturing Delaney being like...
Well, especially if you have a flute.
Oh, could you imagine?
Then I don't think my fingers would even
Delaney's
fit.
going in with the fork. She's going fork in.
I totally would go fork.
Yeah, you're going to like skewer it out.
Today I ate sushi with a fork.
Nice.
And to be honest, you guys, I know this is going to be controversial. And like if someone gives me chopsticks, like I will use them for sure. Like I know how to use chopsticks. But eating sushi with a fork is great.
No,
like,
it's a lot easier.
Why don't we do that more?
I'm with you. Just really stab it on in. And
then everything comes and it's just one foul swoop. Sometimes with the chopsticks,
and
it
the
falls
rice
apart.
breaks. Exactly. No, it's true.
Okay, Nat, let's hit them with your number 4.
Okay, my number 4 is on the big screen Jumbotron of a sporting event.
I knew this was coming.
Okay.
We've talked about this. I love this for a proposal. It's not like my dream
Delaney
proposal.
loves attention, clearly.
I don't think that's a surprise to anyone. It's not even for the attention. It's more just like you're sharing your love with thousands of people.
Okay, see, that's where I think the biggest issue is. I think it should be a simple, really calm, intimate moment between two people, like no one else, no photographer.
So would you like it during lovemaking?
No, maybe a nice walk, Delaney, okay?
I mean, okay, so the question with this one is, would you rather know ahead of time and they pretty much know you're going to say yes, you know you're going to say yes, or would you rather it be a surprise?
Not even a question. I want there to be like a conversation beforehand. Yeah. Like no surprises. They kind of know like, okay, yeah, like we're on the same page.
So if they knew you were going to say yes, what's the problem with the Jumbotron?
It's just so weird to have like the whole world, the whole stadium,
I guess
whole arena watching you. And if it's like on the kiss cam,
I would need the kiss cam because like at Giants games, they flash these messages on the board and like 90% of the people miss it. Like it's just
like, oh wait, Delaney, look right now. Like,
yeah, I'm okay with the full stadium as long as like I have all the attention on me. And it's not like my husband tapping me on the shoulder being like, oh, did you see that sign? Like,
yeah, and see, this is exactly what I don't want is the attention on me.
Interesting. Because I actually like this. Like I would not say no to this proposal. And here's why. I think there's like a good chance that I'm going to be getting proposed to by one of the players.
Oh, okay, but they're going to be playing.
They're going to be playing, and it's going to be like they just scored the winning shot, and they're like, this is the best moment.
Okay.
Delaney, I've been in love with you since the moment I laid eyes on you. Then
so
the camera's going to pan to me.
The field.
So he's on the court. It's basketball.
Oh, it's basketball. Okay, sorry.
He's on the court. I'm in the stands, like courtside, though.
Yeah, no, you're low. Don't worry. She's not like coming down from the nosebleeds.
So he just sunk a 3. The crowd goes wild. Our team won. It's the Warriors. He comes to me.
And who's the player?
It's Kevin Love. He got divorced and he transferred to the Warriors.
Perfect.
Or it's Bielitsa. And he's made a return to the NBA.
Back. What about Clay? He's on the team already. And he's maybe single? No,
I know. I really don't think I'm Clay's type. And I've been in the same room with Clay. And I've been in the same room watching the games.
Oh, my God. I can't, you guys.
And I've been in the same room with Kevin Love. And my sexual chemistry with Kevin Love was out of this world. Like, I was probably, like, a football field away from him. Our eye contact and just, like, our chemistry, like... You guys wouldn't understand.
Delaney is really a true romantic.
But anyways, so he's going to sink the final 3, which is a huge deal for Kevin Love because he's not like a huge 3-point shooter.
Buzzer beater?
Buzzer beater.
Yep.
Then he comes over to me and is like, I can't believe that just happened. It's a very intimate moment. Then he looks into my eyes and he's like, I can't imagine spending my life with anyone else. Gets down on one knee and is like, I had something else planned, but... I don't want to spend another second not being engaged to you. Will you marry me? all of the cameras are panning to us. So it's on the Jumbotron. It's on national TV. I'm so confused.
It's on national
I'm not prepared. I'm wearing like my Kevin Love jersey and I'm just like, oh my God, I've never wanted to marry someone more.
And then how do you get down to him? You just walk right.
I'm courtside.
Oh, so he's approached you at this point.
Yeah.
Got it.
It's so easy. I don't understand how you're not understanding this. Okay, I think most people would agree with you. Most people wouldn't want to be proposed in that way. My number 4 worst place to propose is Vegas. And it's very similar.
How did I not think of that? Wait, I'm actually kind of mad at myself. I feel like I took a poll. I did my research. I thought about all.
Yours have been really good.
But that's such an easy, low-hanging fruit. That's like, what?
Vegas is honestly really similar to the lovemaking one, where it's like, do they actually mean it? Is this just the heat of the moment? And I don't want to have to think about my proposal with like any questions of like, was this real or was this spontaneous?
Totally. I think that is like the worst situation of all. Of like,
totally.
Was he kidding? Is it on?
Totally. And there's an extra pressure with Vegas of like, we're engaged now. Should we just get married?
Oh God. Can you imagine?
I'm sure that happens all the time. Anyone that gets engaged in Vegas has to ask that question.
Of like, why are we just engaged?
Like, why don't we just get married now if we're so interested in getting married? And it's like this game of chicken of like,
totally.
You already agreed to marry me. Why wouldn't we just do it tonight?
Oh my God.
We would save
that
so
sounds
much
like
money.
Such a nightmare. Delaney's not about saving money in this situation.
Oh, no.
She wants the event.
Oh, no.
Just like she wants to be on national television, she wants a big wedding, all about her.
It's so funny. I actually don't even.
Oh,
like, I would
unexpected
love,
for you.
like, you can ask my sister. You can DM my sister, and I've told her, like, one of my dream proposals is at Suvla.
Oh, I kind of like that.
Which is this
that's
cute
so,
little Greek
I love that
restaurant
Delaney.
in San Francisco that's so low key. It's just so romantic to me. Not the Suvla in the marina. The Suvla
In Hayes Valley?
In Hayes Valley.
They're like basically the same.
No, but the Hayes Valley one has this little garden at the back.
I have never been to the garden. Wow.
It's so cute. And like that's my dream. And like obviously in this setting.
Wait, okay, but for the record, she's moving to New York next week.
Yeah.
So I don't know who she's meeting in New York that's going to propose to her at the Suvla in the Hayes Valley, but
well, that's just one of the many options.
What about a Chopped?
Oh my God, that would be so fun. My favorite restaurant in New York City. You heard it here first. The best restaurant in New York City is Chopped.
Oh my God.
It is a chain restaurant of fast casual salads.
Kind of like Suvla, but
And it's amazing.
different.
I'm wondering how they could work it in. Like maybe
The wrap.
Then I would probably bite it.
Hopefully you'd spot it before taking a bite.
If someone proposed at Chopped, I would think it was hilarious. And I would probably say yes, but I'd be like, okay, you need to propose somewhere more
You'd make
respectable.
them do it again?
Yeah.
Okay, so then
You wouldn't? That would be...
Yeah, I mean, no.
I know Natalie, and Natalie would not let that happen. I'm more likely to let that slide.
What? Okay, that is not true.
Yes, that is.
I think I'm more like low-key in this situation.
Would you want a professional photographer at Chopped?
I don't want a professional photographer to begin with.
Really?
No.
Most people do.
Do you?
I mean, I see both sides. But I do see why you would want like the memories to look back on.
Totally, but I feel like just a great iPhone photo is sufficient.
Are you getting like a stranger to take it?
I don't know. Maybe like one friend will be like somewhere nearby to take it, but I don't need like the whole squad of like.
I'm okay
You know what I mean?
without a photographer if we're having a party afterwards where we can take photos.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Where you can like change and.
I do kind of want the party.
But what about just like an engagement party like a few weeks, months after instead?
No, I want it that night. Except
Okay.
I do understand that like the guy has to be extremely certain that you're going to say yes in order to plan a
Well,
party.
again, I think this goes back to if you've had the conversation before, you know it's coming. It's just like a matter of when.
It used to be a surprise. Let's bring
Did it?
back the surprise.
Did it?
I think so.
So you want to be blindsided by someone?
I want a guy to actually have to put himself out there and be like, I love you enough for you to say no. And then for me to be like, that makes me feel so good. So I'm going to say yes.
Surprise everyone.
Okay, Natalie, Pressure's on. Hit me with your fifth and final pick.
The fifth and final one is, hear me out.
Okay.
It's Valentine's Day, and your boyfriend takes you on a long scavenger hunt to ultimately find the wedding ring. Of like, oh, let's go to this stop.
Aww.
So bad. First of all, Valentine's
scavenger.
Day, I feel like, again, it kind of goes along with, like, the wedding. Like, don't double up. Just, like, do a different day, right? Like,
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
And Valentine's Day, I don't know, it gets a little chuggy. I don't know if that's controversial or not.
Yeah. I'm not a huge fan of Valentine's Day, but I'm a huge fan of a scavenger hunt. So it's hard for me because I have to debate both. I understand. So you're saying you hate Valentine's Day and you hate a scavenger hunt.
I don't hate Valentine's Day. I think I hate a proposal on Valentine's Day. How about that?
Okay, so I think a proposal on Valentine's Day is amazing. First of all, I think it's selfless because it's already the day of love. So you're like, let's celebrate our love, baby, on this National Day of Love. We don't have to make another day
So
about
unique.
us.
Wow.
Also, you're not going to like, when you're an engaged couple, you make so many days about you.
True.
The day you got engaged, the day you get married, your bachelorette party, your engagement party. Like, there's so many days about you. Like, you can have one of your 5 anniversaries be on Valentine's Day.
It's the anniversary of meeting, anniversary of dating. It's like, you're right. Okay,
like,
fine.
relax. It doesn't really matter.
Engagement, I guess, is that a thing?
Yeah, people do celebrate their engagement. And, like, I think that's even better to have on Valentine's Day because then you're like, perfect, we're already celebrating our love. So I love Valentine's Day as an engagement date. And I love a scavenger hunt. It shows,
oh my God.
like, okay, one of my biggest problems with guys is like, sometimes I feel like they're not listening. And I feel like they don't treasure the moments that I treasure. So if they were to put together like a treasure hunt of like moments that we shared,
a treasure hunt.
if they were to put together a treasure hunt of moments that I didn't know they remembered, it would mean so much
Like,
to
what
me.
would an example of like that be?
Be like, Delaney, go to the first place we kissed.
Oh my God.
And then I go there. And then there's another letter that's like, Delaney. I don't know why I keep saying my name.
Delaney.
Hopefully he'll have like a cute nickname for me. Like
D.
Bunny Bear.
Oh, dude.
Funny moments that like you don't think they remembered. Incorporating those into your engagement, I think, is so fun and a way to show that like the relationship is truly reciprocal and not just like, oh, I guess it's time to start a family. Let's get engaged.
Okay, but sure. But what about just a relationship where they remember those moments on every other day except the engagement? Then there doesn't need to be this big show and tell of like, I was listening, Delaney.
I agree with that. I think that the type of people that are attracted to me aren't as big at showing that.
This might be a you problem.
So if they could show me it during the engagement, I'd be like, oh my God, even though they're not as big showers as I am, they really are taking
For
all of
364 days, they were not paying attention, but today they did, and that's all that matters.
Well, a lot of guys are just like shy and like they don't need to be so showy.
Yeah, okay. So you're all about the scavenger hunt.
Yeah.
Fair.
This is a debating podcast. I hope you know.
Okay.
So nothing that I say on this should be taken too seriously.
I know. Don't mean to offend anyone out here who got proposed to via a scavenger hunt on Valentine's Day.
Also, yeah, I should have said this at the beginning. If you were proposed to in any of these ways, like, props to you. That means your love was strong enough to
All power to
withstand
you.
these horrible engagements.
Delaney and I would be like, I'm out. So
I would be
I
at the
respect
door yesterday.
yeah.
My fifth and final pick for worst places to propose, I think you're actually going to extremely agree with because it's a lot of the themes that you've been talking about. My fifth pick for worst place to propose is on either person's birthday.
Yeah.
Birthday is just like the same issues of Valentine's Day or someone else's wedding. Like, it's just not going to be about the engagement. Or if it is, then like every year my birthday is also about you because you chose to propose on my birthday.
Well, like, shouldn't it be if you're getting married? Like, everything should be about both of you?
Your birthday
I don't know.
should be about him.
I feel like your whole life, it's like more intertwined.
Your
no?
birthdays should be about both
Okay,
of you.
someone's really into her birthday.
That seems crazy to me.
Fine. Though.
You would hate if you got proposed to
No,
on your
yeah,
birthday.
I wouldn't like that.
And I do
No.
think that happens a lot because the guy's like,
It's like a free gift or
yeah, the guy's like, this
That's
is
so
the
lame.
ultimate gift that they've wanted.
No.
Like, she's been asking for an engagement ring for so long, and I'm giving that for her birthday, the day
No.
that she's asking for gifts. And it's like, hell no.
No. Delaney wants 2 separate gifts.
I don't even care about the monetary value, but how dare you try to make my birthday about you? I know that you usually just send your boyfriend images of rings.
Yeah.
But please, I'm begging you, share this with your boyfriend.
I think it's a great couple exercise.
Totally.
Yeah.
Share this with a friend that's in a serious relationship that
Yes.
might want to give her boyfriend this guidance. Share this with all the guys you know that might be interested in someday proposing.
And yeah, we're helping out all of our guy friends by giving them this little like hint of like avoid.
Totally.
Yeah.
It's 30 minutes where you can just get a free tutorial for what not to do.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for joining me, Natalie.
Thanks for having me, Delaney.
Of course. And please subscribe to Debatable Delaney on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or YouTube. Please leave a review or comment. It really means the world to me to subscribe, and it only takes one click. So please make that happen, share with friends, and I'll see you next week. I mean, that's debatable. Now that's debatable.